Hey everybody, it's Jonathan Fudge, and we are here at the Using AI in Your Business for today's Tuesday webinar. Today we're going to be covering how to do custom GPTs. So what that means is that we're going to go into ChatGPT, talk about how to make a custom GPT. Specifically, I'm going to do one as an example of making a company avatar for pricing. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to figure out the best way to do that. Perfect. That should be fine. Let me moving stuff around here so that we can. Perfect. Okay, so share sound, blah, 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 share. Awesome. So you should be able to see the screen here. This hopefully is easy to see for you. And moving this so I know everything's going good. Okay, good. Can I get a thumbs up or something on the sharing for me? If you guys can see that. So while we're typing that in, I'm going to say I'm already signed in to ChatGPT. If you start with a new chat, you can do all kinds of different things, but we're looking specifically at this little thing over here, this sidebar. Can't see anything but a black screen. Ah, that's because I moved everything. That's real good. Can you see things now? Awesome. Very good. So I got excited and thought I would move stuff since I'm doing two screens, and that's not the way to do it. So what we're doing is we're doing ChatGPT. You would have to log in, and we're talking about this sidebar button over here. So there's a sidebar, a new chat, and then this is where you can pick the type of GPT that you're using. This is just like the model, like the version, if you would. Um, in this sidebar, there's new chat, search set chats, library, codex sorted. There's all these different things, right? But what we're looking for is GPTs. When you go to GPTs and click on that, then it has all kinds of cool things that you can search that help you with productivity, research, education, lifestyle. You can go through and read all kinds of these things, and it's kind of like apps on your phone. It's just things that are made to do certain things. So, like writing is an example. Let's see, grammar checker. So, instantly corrects grammar mistakes. So, you would copy paste something in and it would fix it. So, there's all kinds of stuff like that that you can do. But what we're going to focus on today is creating our own custom one. So if you go up in the top right hand corner, it says My GPTs and there's Create. Again, you have to be logged in and a paid subscriber. Go to Create. You can do all kinds of cool stuff here. So I found out last week that this works really well with the audio. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. I'm going to click on Dictate and I'm going to say, I want to create a custom GPT for my business that does pricing analysis or quotes for me when I'm trying to get something for my client. I run a balloon decor business and I want to be able to put in a document with pricing and have this GPT give me a price based on what I ask for. So you don't have to be that specific, but I mean, this is what we're doing. So you can do the create, and this kind of does like a chat version of creating it, or you can go into configure, which I'll show you in a second, and you can actually type all this in specifically yourself. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. Typically what it does is it tries to customize a logo. It generates um, a tagline type thing, and it gives you little quick buttons. So let's see what it wrote. It says, creates a balloon decor quotes based on uploaded pricing documents. Here's a price sheet. Quote me for this. How much would it be for a balloon wall? Give me a quote. So these are just things you can click. So you can say, how much would it be for a balloon wall and delivery? I can click on that and it would pop that in there typically. I guess these are placeholders right now, right? Oh, it's asking if I like the name. So yes, that's good. So it usually will come up with a name, it'll come up with a profile picture, and this is just stuff it likes to do. You don't have to do this. You can also change it on your own. It's actually pretty good for comparatively. Um, that's great. Um, and so now if I click on something, it should work. Oh, upload your price list. So it's telling you to upload, but we're going to do this slightly differently. So if you go into a configure, this is where the name is, this is where the description is that pops up here. Um, get a quote. So you can see it changes it here. Balloon quote of awesome. You know, like it doesn't matter. It's here. And these instructions are the reason why I do it through the auto editor first is because sometimes this writes it better than I do. Sometimes it writes the exact same thing. Sometimes it um, is really bad. So you just whatever, but usually it's better than me just writing it from the get-go. Um, I don't need any of the conversation starters, so I'm not worried about those. And then here's the thing, it says knowledge. Conversations with your GPT can potentially reveal part or all of the files uploaded. So I'm going to go to upload file, and I'm going to go to my downloads, and I'm going to go to this PDF I downloaded, which is, it's got my information on it. So it's got my company name, my phone number, my website, Instagram handles, all the services we offer, pricing per foot, columns, arches, walls, backdrops, bouquets, marquees, drops, and some like other delivery fee stuff. Okay. I'm going to open that and that gets uploaded in here. You can put multiple files for multiple things, and that's going to really help in creating a very solid um, pricing sheet for you. So the better this is, the more consistent it is and accurate, the easier it's going to be. No recommended models. It doesn't matter. Pick whatever they want. Um, we don't need image generation, but we can have Canvas, web search. So this is allow it to run code and analyze data, work with your upload files and generate downloadable files, perform math and more. So we want it to do that because we want it to be looking at our file. And then actions are different things it can do too, but we're not going to get into that. And we click here, we can ask anything. Now that it's here, I can say, how much is a column? And it should pop up my standard pricing of a column, which is that's what it is. Organic columns at different sizes. You can upgraded add-ons, branded options, and then you can do different things. So now I can say, um, give me a quote for an event where they want two 20-foot standard arches, 3 standard columns, and they want a sculpture of a baby bottle. Can you give me price including delivery, breakdown, and strike? So now I'm able to put all this in here, pop it in, and it should theoretically do everything. So 2 times 290 is 580. That's all correct. 3 standard columns, those prices are correct. Custom baby bottle, it's not explicitly on the price list, so that's kind of neat. Custom sculptures range from 200 to 500 depending on size and complexity. I'll conservatively estimate 350. So that's a little high for a baby bottle, but I'd rather that than otherwise. And it can be adjusted once you confirm the size or style. Service fees correct, breakdowns correct, total estimated cost. Um, baby bottle uh, will be 225. And so now that I've done that, it's giving me an updated quote with everything that I need. Boom. And so I could copy paste this to anybody else. So um, this is kind of what we're doing. So we're let's see, pricing helper, and then we hit create. Anyone with the link is what I clicked on, and then boom, hit save, and then that's done. And then also, by the way, I could change this and say, um, I don't have a way to dictate, but I'm going to say include contact info at the end of every quote. Hit close. And then I'm going to do another quote. Give me a quote for 6 columns and a pop drop. Include delivery and strike. And then that's done. And instead of me saying include delivery and strike every time, I could actually add it into these instructions and it would just always do it. So if you notice, it's going to give me a quote and give me the contact info at the end. Those boom. So I can say always include delivery and strike for quotes, right? So now I can say, give me a quote for 2 columns, a marquee letter, and 14 feet of organic garland, level 2. I don't know if I told it level 2 or not, but we'll find out in a second. Uh, okay, good. So 2 organic columns of blah blah blah, marquee letters, organic garland, level 2, 3. Boom. So that's all got it in there. Delivery free, total 1607. And it gives the contact info. So now I can technically copy paste it. And so I can say, whenever giving a quote, make sure it is formatted in a way that is pretty and easy to copy and paste to a Word document. So you said, system we save a specific thing, how do we find this price over? Okay, so I'm going to show you that in just a second. So I just updated this again. So I'm showing how you can edit a couple things. This will go ahead and be my last edit, but I want to test it as well. So I'm going to say update, and then I'm actually going to test it on the other page so you can see it. And then I'm going to copy link, then view GPT, and I'm going to paste this into chat in case someone wants to play with it. So now in this little sidebar, if I open it up, I can look at GPTs and I can find usually my stuff there. Let me go to GPTs, my GPTs. And then I can, yeah, so you go to my GPTs. So go to GPTs and go to my GPTs and they move them over here. And then I can click on here. And once I have it up in front of me, I can say keep in sidebar. So that's what I did with all these. So I pin them to the sidebar. But otherwise I can go to GPTs and go to my GPTs and click on it and that'll pop it up as well. And then I can do exactly what I was doing before. And I'll say, I need a quote for 3 columns, 2 arches, standard classic stuff. And then give me marquee letters, give me 3 of them, HBD for happy birthday, and give me 20 feet of organic level 1 garland to go over top of them. And so I don't even remember what I asked for, but I'm sure it's all there. And then, so this will give me a detailed quote that theoretically I can copy paste. So it added some little thingies in it, but you can copy paste it, give you a total, and then theoretically I can pop that over into a Word document, send that over if I needed to. But it says 3 classic columns, standard arches, marquee letters, HBD, 3 total, 4 foot each, organic garland, 20 over the letters, and it gives you the itemized pricing, boom, 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 and additional fees, total investment, 660 company content info. So you can play around with this as you go, but that is how you would create in this case, a custom pricing helper for you. And I will also include this blank one for you. So if you wanted to go in, you can put in your company name, contact information, URLs, social media. You can put in the services you offer. You can add more, take these out. If you take out check all that apply, you can just write the ones you do. That's fine. You can type in other stuff too. Pricing information. This is how I've done mine, so you can change yours, but the more specific you are with this stuff, the easier it is. So I've got garlands, columns, arches, walls, bouquets, marquees, pop drops, and then I'm actually going to add, how do I do this? There we go. And then I'm going to copy and paste here, and I'm going to say sculptures. Sculptures start at 25. So I've just added that in there. So that is just one more thing that you can write in about. Oh, this is the blank one. So that'll allow people to do it. And then your other business info, delivery fees, minimum order, whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and add this in as well. I'm going to share this in chat to anyone with the link. Copy link, pop that in chat. And then this has the outline of the class today, as if I was actually doing it correctly. There's a handout that gives you a bunch of additional information and step-by-step on how to do this. There's also my data and my press sheet that I use. There's the data that I just copied and pasted to make the one that I just did. And then there's the blank company data sheet as well. So you have plenty of that information that you can play around with. And hopefully that will allow you to get some custom GPTs up and running for you. And if you have any further questions, hope to see you on next third Tuesday, where we're going to try to hold AI pieces as well. And this one is the pricing helper for you. So hopefully that's good and golden and all that.